See your wife? Your wife are going to make you lose the election, you know. Your wife are going to make you step out of government. That as bossy as you go into it, you know. Because, you see her? She's a little bull now. And she has some ways of her own way. You can't tell her nothing. Because as she are the man in the yard. Right? In your yard, you just a little shepherd boy, you know. Yeah, man. As she are the man. As she make decision and you follow. Because even enough things what you do to some of your members them what you have in a parliament there. Some decision where you arrive at. As she force you to do them, you know. Because you was a little humble servant, you know. Because I saw your mother grow you to be humble and to be respectful of people and people's opinion. But all of a sudden, for you find a woman who you think is one of the best you ever talk to in life, and she control you fully, you don't make decision anymore for your own. You have to take decision and go with them. Because right now you couldn't even convince her, tell her nothing to convince her that to make an apology publicly, it would good for the party and good for the country to show that your government is a government of transparency. And you believe in honesty and respect. You don't have what it is to tell her. Eh? But you don't want to tell other members in your house that though. Eh? You don't want to dictate to them. Listen me. As she are gonna mash up the party here. Yeah? I bet you if me go now, if we get one more term on the lucky in which you're not gonna get it. But I bet you're gonna see how much person turn away from you because of she. Remember I tell you. I in the street with her, yeah?
Hello guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Larry. Welcome or welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching me. For today I have a few lined up for you. But before we begin, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel, comment and share if you find my content worth watching. So today I have a few headlines lined up for you. For one being the Jamaican PM, who is Andrew Holness, and then there's Paula who serves as the DPP, and then there's this Mr. Devon Wilson, the newly elected councillor of the Johnson Division. For me, or rather with me, I have a video that I'd love for you to watch keenly, listen carefully, and then let's engage in the comment section. Thank you.
Good morning, die-hearted people of Jamaica who are die-hearted to Jamaica and only Jamaica and not to a government official or party. Good morning, Mr. Sir. What are you saying? You already extended her tenure so that she could stay there until 65. No, you guys want her to stay there until 70. We don't really take Jamaican people for idiot. In light of all these investigation that is going on into corrupt political officials who don't want the DPP to stay there, and just like what you say, this DPP has never, Jamaica has never seen her investigate political officials and seen them go to prison. We have never seen it. Why would we want her there? You have increased public sector workers' salary, these sensitive people's salary, and the story behind it is that so that you can encourage intelligent minds to come to the front of the room so that they can be employed. We tired her, take her out there. That's why the PMT is opposing. Jamaica is also opposing. They're not opposing just for the sake of opposing. She has ridden her season, the storm done, and a time she move on. Jamaica needs to move on from her too. There are other qualified minds here who can do the job. Miss Paula Llewellyn, it's time to write up a resignation letter. Your time expire. Stop trying to extend. As far as I'm concerned, that DPP's office is full of conflict of interest. We have had investigations into so many political officials, and we've never seen any of them go to jail. And it causes us to think in our mind, I wonder, is this woman, is the House of Prosecution so deeply entrenched with government that we can't see no political officials go to prison no matter what kind of charges are put against them? There is never sufficient evidence, there is never sufficient this Jamaica top here about the case, all that. We don't want that anymore. We don't have stricter laws for the common man. But no strict laws for politicians and people in high places who are fraud in the country. Them will go to prison if them go to prison for house arrest of them yard, or maybe them go to prison for 1 3 years, or we don't hear about the story, they don't go to prison at all. We've never seen any political official who is being investigated and charged go to prison. If I am wrong, please correct me.
But today Andrew have to come down. I mean, I know why everything I work in Andrew favor. Cause I see Beryl go come. He might go hold out people till election time. And take time fix up a place. So people say, yeah, bro God do a good job. Bro God and Miller move on a thinking bomb clot and come down now, man. Me tired of blood clot, bro God. You and dirty Gregory Miller. Me wanna stop walking and fuck with people because of Andrew. Come right blood clot them. Bro God and pussy clot. What him name? Thinking Gregory Miller. Go call Bad Rasta for defender. Pussy.
Alright, here we go on now. New law I want to pass right now. You see me, who want bash me, but me believe, say, yo, from you pass 18 and over and do not have a 9 to 5, I want the government to pass one law to lock on up. You see me, you need to go up there and do some work, bro, and believe in your 9 to 5. So the government will do it, make certain say everybody get work for do, as long as they pass 18 and they on their own, make them get work for do. Anyhow you give them work for do and then go back on the street as a eyeglass, pass the law for lock up them blood clot. Believe no man, lock them up man, the country have too much eyeglass man. 9 to 5 for deep.
That prediction ahead. The biggest uproar you're going to have in Jamaica after election night. Wanna believe me? The biggest uproar you're going to have in Jamaica history after the ballot count election night. I want to know say I wonder what channel I get to know. Where this man, where this blogger I up to know. Where him I come with now. You see them armor truck where you see. That's why I bother with the Catholic thing them and believe in them people there, you know. When them are grown and I put I think so science water pan. You remember? The big armor truck them. Where then they say Africa a different country, but then still there. I know they're not going to a different country. This is when Andrew Holness tell the country lie. Hold on the Jamaica. On a really see when Andrew Holness tell the country lie. On remember when the armor truck they come and then say they just come here and then they're going to move from Jamaica go to one different place, different country. Them there still. And they are there for the election. Andrew Holness are going to take reign, I'm going to take reign single-handedly. You hear me tell my Holness say to get all of the organization them together, all of the different party will take part, different set of people then will take part in the general election, like the cafe workers them and the ombudsman and them things, they up and running, make sure so them they in place and them have free reign. You see me there? And new laws will come in place. Any box tamper with at the polling station, or who in charge of the box at the polling station get charged and put before the court. Now we have put things in place enough because you can't trust Andrew Holness an inch. You see them military vehicle there? And when Andrew Holness decides to not step, because Mark Holness not going to win, but he not go and give up, he going to send them out. Because the people are going to the street. And at this so, Jamaica will have the biggest riot. Andrew are going to lose badly. But him not go and give up. Him are going to hold on and him are going to use brute force and him are going to use the military as the last resource. But hell hell and powder house are broken in Jamaica. If him no step. Because him go on now go against the people them will. How this a man is so stubborn? Me tell you say him born the same month like my brother. Them no normal. We have we have a hard time with this Prime Minister. When the election night and the winning go to Margolin, you go see the real side of the man. Me just believe say them vehicle that will come in play. That's what me believe. What do you think?
To make things kind of settle down a little bit, but this one cannot settle. Now this goes out to the newly elected councillor for the Johns Hall division in Northwest Manchester. Yes, you, Mr. Devon Wilson, I'm speaking to you now. Hold on a second here. Me don't know if nobody not tell you, or see it, or is it that you don't care? And I really don't know if you have a bubble to burst, but I'm going to stick a pin on you this morning because I know that it's a part of your duty to make sure that the communities of the Johns Hall division in Northwest Manchester is not in a deplorable condition. But let me tell you something. Yes, see the dump site. You haven't passed out at the crossing and see the dump site. It's about to block the main road. And it has been going on for the past 2 months, if no more. Somebody remind or check and find out if no more. Are you saying that you haven't seen that, Mr. Wilson? Are you saying that hear nobody talk or nobody not tell you? And better yet, since Hurricane Beryl has passed, obviously that you haven't gone through the district to find out if the residents are okay because you would have seen that dump site. And mind you, people, let me just remind you of this. And whosoever want to come to me, come for me. If you don't want to come for me, no come for me because I am going to talk it as it is. And you know that my back broad. So whosoever want to talk, talk. This is the truth. You understand? These two communities, Grove Place, Lyndhurst, and Somerset, Lyndhurst, Somerset, these communities are practically in the dump site. When the trucks come through these communities and collect the garbage and go to dispose of the garbage at the dump site, it is practically just a couple chains away from these districts. So what happened to the trucks? Why are they not coming? Mr. Wilson, this is your job. You're supposed to find out what is happening and why the trucks are not coming through the district, because up in top Somerset, the truck pass through at least two days per week. So what is happening? But I'm going to show you how the dump site look. Just in case you forget where the dump site is or how it look, I am going to show you. Just hold on a minute. Just give me a minute. But I'm going to say this though. I have to say this. And I can tell you, when Miss Faith Sampson Nickel was councillor for the Johns Hall division, this has never happened. And I mean, no Lyndhurst and Grove Place people and Somerset people can back me up with this one. This has never happened. As soon as the garbage site reached to a point where it's going to overflow, she makes sure that it is clean. The truck have to come clean it up, pick it up. Come on now, Mr. Wilson. I may say that without apology. I don't really care who want vex. You understand what I'm saying? Do something, Mr. Wilson. Do something. The garbage site is about to block the road. All right, hold on then. Let me show you.
Should one man own 15,000 acre land and another one pouring on the street? A man might say, boy, you should not have no right, no position to tell him how much acre land him should own. Him work hard for him things, him save hard for him things, make sacrifices for him things, and therefore he's living off of him hard labor. So you should have absolutely no right to say that shouldn't go so, or you should limit your wealth then, so to speak. What's your say on it?
Well, first of all, I am not going to take away that man's legal right if he had bought property. But let us understand the system, and this is what is wrong. It is the system that have been put in place. Now let us look at Jamaica. Jamaica has 3.4 million acres of land, right? this came here and took it away. Really, they stole it from the Tainos and the Africans that were there. They stole it and put legislation in place how the land is distributed. In 1655, the English came and certain laws in place that would allow the rich to stay rich and the poor get poorer. Let us look at a simple equation. You have 50,000 acres of land in one man's hand, one white man, and I'll put it in that context.
Or Chinese.
Right. And you have 15,000 workers on that land, black people. In 1834, black people did not get any money from the slave owner, the slave master. 20 million pounds to share up, and that he would hold the land. Black people got nothing. And this is why intergenerationally it comes down to the present day that a weak system is in place, put in place by the crown. So we have to understand that what we are doing now is making right what was wrong in the beginning. So if the stream start dirty, we can't continue with it being dirty. We must have land. When you look at the sharing of the wealth of Jamaica, let us look at a simple thing like you're working in a bank. A lowly worker in a bank is getting the minimum wage, while the bank manager and the directors and these people pay themselves $2 million a week. And it is there for you to see, $2 million a week. At the end of the week, you and the minimum wage person buying the same loaf of bread for $500. It is wrong, and the system must change. So the distribution of land, we must change that. Every Jamaican must own a plot of land. Every Jamaican. As I said in the start, we have 3.4 million acres of land. And if you distribute 1 acre land into lots, you can get 10 lots. So we have 34 million lots in Jamaica. Every Jamaican, we have 3 million Jamaican. Every Jamaican must own a plot of land. Every Jamaican.
Only electricity supply that is governing our control in the entire country. We should have competitors and alternatives that individuals can turn to. What's your thought on that, firstly?
Yeah, man, you know, we have to look back at the colonial system that we have inherited, where the big man control everything. This is where we are going wrong. And I want to add right away, right off the bat, Jamaica is blessed with sunshine. We are in the era of solar energy. We should have more solar energy available to the people. Jamaica has an abundance of sunshine. So we need to look firstly on bringing in, as they would call it, clean energy. You're not burning no fossil fuel to get this energy. You're using sunlight. Now, back to the monopoly of JPS. The monopoly of JPS came about because of the system that was instituted by the colonial government. And we have inherited it. And since independence, we have not thought, how can we do it differently? So we see them selling JPS to external forces. That's another thing. You should not sell your power company to any external entity. Keep it internal, nationalize it. This is where we want to look at nationalism. We're going to nationalize our electric service, that it serves the people of Jamaica.
Talk about companies such as, not call a name, but the internet service providers companies, where we see are only 2 great competitors. Why isn't other services is not introduced on the island, like when Claro did debut? Why is it those companies, which I know who is there, maybe not a whole lot, but they are there? Why aren't those companies being propagated on the island?
Prominent, yes, and this is something that we have to look at very seriously. Because the 2 major, well, make us start with the one into what we now know as flow. which has a dominance in the system. But there are many smaller companies that had come on stream, but they were fought by these big companies and kept out of the market because they know the profit that they are making and they are not willing to share it. When we look at even Cash Plus came out with a phone system, megaphone, and you could make international calls. Calls free.
So why is the fight being? I know how business work, but why is it allowed by the government to say that we will allow you guys to crush competitors to the point where business completely, even though we see where it could be used in the rural areas and for the betterment of the people? Why is it allowed?
Because the people who give these politicians the power have not gotten back any power from the politicians. Now when you look at, and I've said this all the while, you know, the man with the money is the man that calls the shots. We are in an oligarchy, we are not in a democratic process. The oligarchical process is where the man with the money control the politician and the politician control the people. And this is exactly what is playing out. When an election is called, these big companies can take $20, $30, $40 million and give to the political parties to run their campaign. The smaller companies can't do that. So the preference is to the bigger companies, and it has repeated itself in so many different areas. It must change, and the people must be wise enough to understand that when you give the politics power,
what if a man will just graduate and have a brilliant idea of opening up a new electricity company, green energy so to speak, and him have the farmland and everything, and then him get published from him savings or from family capital, him start up him company. Then you say those oligarchs, big companies, competitors, can totally wipe him out of business and force him out of the country to do film business elsewhere. Isn't that bad for the country itself?
Of course, and this has been happening. And this is why the people must get political education. They have to bring back civics in the school, that the people can understand these things when it is not working in their best interest. You get rid of the politician. This is the bottom line, and this is why the political parties that have shared the power of Jamaica has allowed the big man to prosper every time at the expense of the small man. And it must change. The people must wise up and rise up. In any democracy, the people's interest must be served first.
So guys, thank you for watching that video. I'd really love to congratulate my Jamaican people for coming forward, questioning these leaders about why they are never stepping up their games. We've heard about the Jamaican woman complain about the newly elected councillor, Mr. Devon Wilson. We've heard her complain about the dam sites that are almost filling the main road. The previous councillor, you've heard her being praised because she actually had dump trucks which had to visit the area, the dump site, and pick up the garbage like twice a week, which for me I think that's enough to keep the division clean. So I'd urge, or rather tell Mr. Lewin Johnson that the Jamaican people, they are the one who voted for you in, so kindly do something about that. And also we have Miss Paula Lulin, who serves as the DPP. We've heard also the complaints about her not being in a position, or not being in a position, but not having at any point investigate these the corrupt leaders in Jamaica and have them go to prison. So guys, for my newly supporters, for my new subscribers, I'd say thank you.